Hi everyone. For those of you I've not met, my name is Shawn Maguire, and I'm going to share with you 5 easy tips to beat anxiety. Anxiety is something that we all experience at some level at some time. And so these 5 tips will really help you begin to manage and address these stressful situations in more productive and helpful ways. Tip number 1, 4x4 breathing. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, release for 4 seconds. And do this again and again 10 times. And what you'll notice is that your blood pressure, your mood will typically go like this, and you'll calm down. Tip number 2 is focusing on the feelings that you have when you're stressed out, when you're going through a situation and you want to reduce the anxiety. So if I'm breathing, then I'm focusing and looking for areas of my body, like let's say my chest is really tight. It's where I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. Well, then I focus right here, and I'm breathing and I'm focusing. Well, let's say that it moves to my shoulder, then I focus on my shoulder while I continue to breathe deeply. And what that does is it takes you out of worrying about the future, about how much money you have to spend, about your kids. It takes you from worrying about what happened in your past, and it brings you to live right now, right here in the present. When we do that, we live out of the way God designed us to live, presently. The third one is schedule. The third tip is schedule. By schedule, I mean have something to do with your time. Be intentional about where you invest your time. Time is such a valuable commodity because once we spend it, we don't get it back. And many of us, me included, worry about time, and if I'm not careful, that starts to rob my peace and take away my joy. So I know that if I'm intentional with my time, if I'm going to be relaxing, then I have activities that I enjoy, reading my Bible, praying, walking. Those are relaxing for me. For you, it may be reading a book, it may be watching a favorite show, it may be talking to a special friend. Be intentional with the time that you have. The fourth tip is exercise. Now, before you get worried about exercise, let me tell you what I mean. For some of you, I do mean 6 days a week, 30 minutes, hardcore cardio. That is fantastic, and it will speak to depression, anxiety, it will increase your benefits of health drastically. But for the rest of us that can't make that commitment, or we just can't stay consistent, it looks like me taking time at lunch, even if I've just got 5 minutes to get outside and to move and to breathe in fresh air. For others of us, it may look like a bike ride around a lake. The key is to move. Something I find that helps me to move more consistently is when I pair it with something I like. So when I take a walk at lunch, I pair it with listening to a podcast that I'm learning, or I pair it with praying or meditating, or calling a friend or a family member that I love. And I find tremendous benefit in doing that. Now the fifth one is talk it out, walk it out, write it out. So by talk it out, I mean call up a friend when you're anxious, call up a friend when you're stressed out and talk it out. Ask them to meet you for lunch. Maybe text them and even do phone calls to them. If you can't reach them in person, is a great way to connect. God made us and designed us to connect with people, to not have to do this life by ourselves. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, write it down and get it out of you so it's not these ethereal thoughts and feelings that are just out of control, but you put them on paper and they can become more manageable, and you can even look over them and say, wow, okay, this makes sense of why I'm stressed out. And it helps you to collect and organize your thoughts in a way that you can start working through them. And that's the walk it out part. What do you need to do next to solve some of these anxious problems? Do you need to create more margin in your schedule? Do you need to have a conversation with a friend? It gives you some steps to begin moving forward. Great. I'm so glad you listened. So glad you're here. And I look forward to helping you again. I'll see you real soon.